All right, guys, welcome back. What are we doing?
We're getting crazy. We are going to shoot the Nationals in Florida.
Yeah, the USPSA Multi-Gun Nationals in Frostproof, Florida. So it's one of those things, we're about 3 weeks out. We don't want to show up and not know what we're doing.
It's time to practice, time to get to work.
Yeah, so for those that are watching, I know I've had a couple of viewers ask me about the event and everything else. If you want to, we're going to get on Squad 6, and there's plenty of openings right now. There's like a $275 entry fee, but if you want to shoot with myself and Rick and KB32 and Rob, we're all going to be on the same squad together, so we welcome you to come out.
You will be required to have a USPSA membership, which is $25 for the year. So you're looking at $300.
Yeah, you are going to have.
That when I signed
yeah,
up.
you are going to have to purchase that. But like I said, that will open you up if you wanted to do a USPSA pistol event in the future or something like that. So the purpose of this video is to kind of show you some of the gear, some of the things you'll need, because I had some people email me about it, and I was like, "Do you have all the equipment? Do you have everything you need?" This is not one of those events that you want to show up with a in the waistband or something like that. That's not going to be allowed. So you're definitely going to want some type of rig that's configurable. So let's talk about some of the gear. All right, so first off, Rick wanted to work on some more pistol. I need to work on shotgun. Shotgun is one of the things that's going to make you or break you in one of these events. First thing, you're going to need a belt. ELS, that's the only way to go, Safariland. There are a couple other ones out there. Mine does have the ratchet strap on the back from Carbon Arms. It makes it easy because it's hard to see behind you. And the problem is that's the back. The front, you need to be able to configure it. However, if it's a pistol intensive stage, be able to hold 4 or 5 mags up here for pistol. Shotgun caddies, you need to have options on where you want to place gear. Rifle magazine, pistol holder. So first thing is the belt. You got to have that. You're going to want an inner belt. This is the actual hook part, and then you're going to wear on your belt an actual loop part, which it really doesn't matter as long as it's some type of loop on the exterior. So something to grab so your belt's not sliding down your waist. So we're going to talk about shotgun because that's going to be the hardest thing. For those that are new to the channel, you've probably never seen me shoot shotgun or anything like that. It's all been about long gun. But if you're wanting to get into 3-gun, this is a good video to watch. I'll even show some comparisons. Like if you come up to a stage, they don't always tell you, hey, you got to shoot pistol here, or hey, you got to shoot shotgun here. A lot of times you'll have options. So on a stage like this, depending on how much I have to reload the shotgun, I would shoot a shotgun if all I had to do was knock these poppers down. I'll time it with Rick, and we'll see which one's faster. I think I know which one's going to be faster. I know which one's going to be faster for the most part. But that's one of the things you'll work on. You also need to have a good selection of chokes. The shotgun is a critical element in 3-gun. However, you do not want to let this run dry. It doesn't matter if you have a J. Kinney lift or anything like that. Running dry and doing a dead foot reload is bad news, okay? You're just burning up time. So as far as loading it, what you want to do is work on your quad load. Now, guys, don't do this ad nauseum where you're trying to see if you can do it in a half second. Okay, that's not how you're going to win. You just have to plan your reloads. So if you're shooting it, now this is right-handed, and I want to do a reload. There's 2 ways of doing this. One is doing a weak hand reload, okay? So if I needed to reload and I was on the move, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this left hand, and I always shoot with an index finger forwards. It gives me an idea of exactly where I'm pointing. And what I do is I make an O or a circle with my right hand. I just rotate it like this, and then I'm going to reach down. I'm going to pan the camera here. These are Invictus practical holders. Now, when you first start off, just grab 2. Have your thumb on the back of the holder here, the back of the shotgun, and all you're going to do is hold and press, okay? So let's do that in real time, just like that. There's 4. There's 6, okay? Try not to stuff your thumb in here. You're just letting it ride over. Let's change the angle so you can see a little bit better. All we're doing, holding it, thumb on the brass, flat forwards, okay? So I just put 8 shotgun shells in there, but there's a quicker way to do it, and it's called a quad load. Quad loads when you're actually holding 4 at a time. Trying to load 1 at a time or loading out of your pocket is just not going to cut it, okay? So that's good enough. Now what I'm going to do on a quad load, I'm going to take my hand the same way. I'm going to reach down, watch where I put my thumb. I'm putting it on that shotgun shell. It's going to be the first group to go in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this down. Watch the hand. It goes in here. 2. Still holding onto these. Thumb goes in the back of this one. 4. Okay. Let's try to speed it up so you guys can see this. Let me just unload it very quickly. And guys, if you only need 2 shots to get the array that's up, you don't need to load 8 into your almost empty shotgun, okay? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back down, pan a little bit more down. There it is. So let's say I needed to reload. I'm going to flip. I'm gonna grab 2, 4, okay? You notice how I stopped on the first one? That's not a good habit to get into. You actually wanna just glide those fingers over. You will need to open up your shotgun a little bit, actually quite a bit, so that you can see the shells like that. You don't want this piece of metal covering up everything or you are trying to stuff the thumb in there, okay? So I think I've got 6 rounds in here right now. Let's try to do 4 again. So flip it, grab, 2, 4, okay? Just like that, 4 rounds. So I think this thing's got 10 rounds in it right now. All right, guys, so there's the other type of load, which I do not do, okay? And so it's gonna be a strong hand reload. And typically for that, let's say you're shooting, you're gonna take this and put it on your shoulder like this. Now it's a lot easier to control your muzzle when you do this technique, but once you take this and put it up here, you're gonna reach down, grab a handful of shells, and you're gonna do this, okay? You can also do the quad that same way. I can do it, but I don't prefer it. And the reason is when I first started off, I did that. This area right here gets really, really hot on a shotgun. So if you get a jungle run stage that has 30, 40 rounds of shotgun as you're moving as quick as you can, and you do that, basically this, unless you remember to cup those fingers, you're still gonna burn yourself on this area here. There's a lot of guys that do it. Most of what I've seen, your fastest guys like Keith Garcia and some of those other ones, most of them are gonna reload like I do, where you're using the weak hand to do it, okay? Hope that makes sense to you. Right now I have a spreader, and that's going to be depending upon the distance you're at. You need to know what kind of pattern you're going to be making. So we're going to go ahead and get Rick on the timer. We're going to go ahead and I will start with 8 plus 1. 8 plus 1. And then we'll let Rick start with a full mag of 21 rounds. Okay? Doesn't matter who goes first, but we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, so the way we're going to set this up, we'll just pretend there's a fault line here, and you can move laterally left and right. One of the things you can do with the shotgun is look for doubles. If you look at these 2 tall guys right here, I could place a shot right here based on my location, and I could probably get both of those with 1 shot. Or I might be able to go this one right here, aim high on that little popper and grab this one. So that could save me a round. Now, right now, I believe there's 13, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 targets out there. I'm going to start with 8 plus 1, so I'll have 9 rounds. So if we do the math on that, I'm going to have to top off. I have to do it, and that depends on how many misses I have. So if I'm going to do a reload, I don't want it to run out and have to reload and then shoot. So as I go from, let's say, the plate rack array, I would probably want to reload there so I have enough to finish out the bottom from the start. So those are things you need to think about. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, guys, so on the ground right here, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got some strips. It doesn't matter where you're at as long as you don't go forward of the strips. So what I'm going to think is if I'm starting, typically it's going to be like a low ready or a port arms. I would say 9, and let's go for the pepper poppers at the bottom. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That means I'm going to have 1 shot left if I didn't have any misses, but I'm hoping I get a double. I would probably want to load then and then shoot the plate rack. Okay, so that's the strategy you have to get in your mind. So first thing, you show up to the line, you do not load any weapons until you're directed so by the RO. On shotgun stages, a lot of times they'll have a table and they'll tell you, and wait for them to tell you, preload on the table facing a different direction. Now you gotta be careful doing this at certain matches. Some matches you show up and you have rounds in the tube, they're gonna send you home and say you loaded when you weren't supposed to. I've already loaded it up. I've got 8 plus 1, so I've got 9 in the tube right now. The range officer is going to say, do you understand the course of fire? Yep, load, make ready, or make ready. When you do that, that means you can go ahead and chamber, safety on. So I've got 9 rounds in here. I'm gonna shoot the poppers, reload. I don't wanna just reload with 2 or 4. I really need 6 to make sure I can get these plates. So we'll do the start position here. I'm gonna get myself in a position for a double, or even if I had to start here, I might take a step right so I could possibly get that double, okay? So, we'll do port arms.
Shooter ready.
Ready.
Stand by.
Okay.
1202.
How much?
1202.
Wait, they're not gonna be able to hear that.
1202.
So 1202, hopefully you guys could see some of the work doing that, but that's how you'd want to plan it. Now you're going to have a whole lot more going on than just shotgun. Maybe you would ground the shotgun and then shoot pistol, or you could keep the pistol and keep going. So a lot of options. Let's see how fast Rick runs it. I'll help reset. 1202 is actually kind of slow. A really, really good pistol guy could do it, but we'll see.
Well, you're not looking at one.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Stand by. All right, guys, so that is a 1629. So 1629 is not bad, and you're like, well, Ray, how fast can you run it? I don't know, I haven't shot it. I did bring my pistol up here because I'm not working on pistol right now. But on a stage like this, maybe I would just blow out the poppers with the shotgun, dump it, go to pistol, and go to plate rack. You have different options. Either way, I've already gained 4 seconds on them, and this would just be a small portion on a long stage because there'd probably be long rifle as well as pistol as well.
All right, you understand the course of fire?
Yeah, guys, before we get started, usually, depending on the division you're in, you can do what they call plussing up at the beginning of a stage. So you could take the time. Now, you can't be touching them or have them in your hands, okay? You do have to have both hands on the shotgun when you're starting and everything else. But plussing up will look like this. I'm hoping the camera can see me. Maybe we can get it there to get a little bit of angle. Okay, so what it would look like is basically, what did we start? Port arms before?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go ahead and load and make ready. So I'm ready. Safety's on. Now you're taking a chance when you do this, you could, but it would look something like this. Ready?
You want the timer started?
Yep.
Shooter ready to go.
That's gonna be a lot faster.
9:17.
9:17. Now we're getting into a time where it is tough for a pistol guy to be able to do this. So plussing up can be a huge benefit if you know when and where to do it. I should have one shotgun round left, and I do. That's cutting it kind of close, but I still had that one makeup for the miss. I was planning on a double on the plate rack as well. Sometimes with the spreader, you can aim in between the plates and get a double to fall down, so that's saving me an additional round.
Cheater.
These are all, Rick's over there saying cheater. That's not the case. This is called playing the game. This is how it's done. Now, if you forget to change the choke, you can be in a world of hurt. Don't show up at a longer distance one with a spreader and not be able to knock the poppers over. You need to go look at them. You're not allowed to touch any calibrations or anything like that. That's an automatic DQ, but you have to know your choke selection. Okay, so another thing you need to be aware of is that 180-degree rule. So let's say I just needed to engage the two-man steels, reload, and knock down 4 pepper poppers, okay? But I needed to move over there. So we're gonna go hot. So let's say I shoot, okay? And I go, I am out. I cannot do this to load. I have to be aware of my muzzle. I've just broken the 180, I'm going home. Hotel fees, all that, you're not getting reimbursed. So once this happens, I will do this. I do have the J. Kenny lifter on here, so it will auto load. Let's say I only needed to shoot the bottom poppers, okay? Now, I can do it like that. So that's one of those things you have to be aware of, that muzzle discipline. The other thing is, guys, let's say the 180 is this way. You cannot move and do this. I just broke the 180. Now I'm beyond that 90 degrees here if the 180 is left and right. So when you move, try to make sure you're keeping that muzzle in the 180 plane. It's very, very important. Same thing with pistol. I see a lot of guys with pistol go to do a reload, especially if you're a little more, quote unquote, tactics oriented. If you're getting that pistol in your workspace, a lot of times you can break that 180 inadvertently and you're going home. All right, guys, so I'm going to use Rick's pistol because I didn't bring mine up with me. I'm going to simulate coming out of a holster, hand relaxed.
What he's going to try to do is make me look like a fool on my own gun.
No, I want to see if it's faster than a shotgun.
I'm just kidding. Shooter ready, stand by.
All right, so 1456. Yeah, it was sloppy pistol work, but most people are going to shoot like that. So nowhere near that 9-second, and even if I have a malfunction with the shotgun, I'm probably going to be faster. You guys can just see, taking the time to aim. Now, like I said, this is not my pistol. I don't know where it shoots. Shoots well enough. It's a great pistol. I'm not knocking the pistol, but familiarity has something to do with it as well. That's the benefit of that shotgun. I hope you guys learned something. I hope to see you down at Nationals. Remember, we're going to be on Squad 6. Rick is already signed up. I'm going to be signed up. And you got KB and Rob. Those guys will all be there. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Make every day a great one.